Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of FTL, back on board the VSS Impatience, our Federation cruiser Type B. So, this ship is looking phenomenal now. We've made it all the way to Sector 7 so far, and we are in great shape. We have ourselves our original starting crew, Hustle, Bustle, and Rush over here, weapons, shields, and on the helm. We have Nicola, our first edition in the engines. We have Weston chilling out here in our drone control with our system repair drone, a pair of Mantis to deal with borders. That's looking pretty good. We got pretty powerful systems, level 3 shields, maxed out engines. We've got a powerful artillery beam, Hull Laser Mark II, Ion Bomb, Ion Blast, and dual lasers as far as weaponry goes, giving us a pretty successful, pretty powerful arsenal. A beam drone in the wings if we need it. We also have ourselves an automated reloader, scrap recovery arm, and a weapon pre-igniter, and some other gear sitting in our hull. We are looking pretty darn powerful. So here we are in the Engi Homeworlds. We're going to see what we can find. We have a quest beacon right here, distress beacon right beside that. Let us check them out and see what we get. Let's check out the distress beacon first, because who knows, it might even be the Engi Homeworld's quest line. Let's see. No, it is not. Greetings, they say. It is so good to see you. We've been out of fuel and floating here for weeks. We were terrified a pirate or those damn rebels would find us first. Can you spare some fuel? Why, of course we can. We have absolute mountains of fuel now after the last episode. Let's give them 3 fuel. There we go. And they give us 75 scrap. Yes, please. Turns into 82 with our scrap recovery arm. Looking good. Let's go check out this quest beacon then. And we can look at a new distress beacon and get even more free goodies. What do we get here? We have to fight off a drone. We arrive in the sector to see a small outpost being bombarded by an automated drone. This must be the Federation base we were told about last time. Alright, well, we're going to be using our automated reloader to blast these guys in the next week. Ion bomb them in the shields. We are going to be ion blasting them in the shields. We missed them with the first salvo, which is not great. Second, oh, come on now. Come on now, game. Ion bomb them in the shields, and then if we can actually hit them with an ion bomb, we'll go for the kill. If we can hit them, I said. And we got hit there. Oh, that's unfortunate. And we hit them, which is good. So we hit them as much as we can with some lasers and the weapons. Take off some of that firepower. The artillery beam's going to be coming in a second. There goes, oh, hits in the shield. System repair drone is now go. I need that thing online. We're going to try and laser them in the weapons again. We missed a bunch of shots, but we did take out their weapons completely now. We're not too worried about them doing too much damage to us. We should be able to kill them without taking anything else. But we are going to make sure we hit them in the helm and in the drone control just to make sure, and down they go. Fantastic. Whew! We scrap the wreckage, getting 2 fuel, a missile, and 30 scrap. And when we contact the Federation outpost, they respond saying, "Our location has been compromised. Take everything you can, and please drop our survivors off at the next station." One soldier offers to stay and fight, giving us 27 scrap, Pegasus missile, and Turing, another Engi. Awesome, Turing. You can come in here and help repair that. You'll be part of our mobile repair squad if we need it. I think I'll stick you in the oxygen room for now. That'll do. Alright, we have our max crew now as well. I should go heal Bustle before we do anything else, otherwise he'll be operating at very little health, only at 40 right now, which is not ideal. And send him back into the shields. Fantastic. Turn off the system repair drone, power back where we want it, and we're good. Okay. 210 scrap is also quite nice. We could use it to buy a variety of different things. I'd love to be able to get a defense drone though, so if I can, I'm going to hold off and see if I can't find one at a shop or something. We will wait and see though. What do we have here? This distress signal originates at a small Engi ship under attack by a rebel fighter. When they see Federation markings, however, they turn to attack. Well, let's see about that. They've got a beam drone, defense drone, basic laser, dual laser, or rather, burst laser Mark 1 and a dual laser, yeah. Okay, we're going to ion bomb them in the shields, we're going to ion blast them in the shields, and then we're going to pound them into next week with our lasers. There we go. We took a bit of damage there from the beams getting through, but that's fine because now they're going to be dead. There's not a whole lot they can do about us at this stage. We are pretty darn well equipped, and we have a pretty good drop on them now. Their shields are down. The odds of them being able to ever recover from this are pretty darn slim, and we should be able to murder them horribly. Excellent. I should really put that fire out too, shouldn't I? Alright, we'll vent out this fire while we're here. I'll send Turing back into the medbay. And the rebels destroyed, we pick the bones of their ship and wait for the small Engi crew to catch up, getting a fuel drone part and 27 scrap in the process. The Engi vessel turns out to be very poorly equipped, barely a runabout really. They're trying to outrun the rebels and need all the help they can get. Well, here's the thing, we can give them 25 scrap and get something or nothing, or we can give them 40 scrap, 2 missiles and 2 fuel, and get Engi med bots. Problem is, in my opinion, the gear we have is currently better than Engi med bots, and we wouldn't be able to equip it anyway because we already have 3 augments. So it's hard to say. I could swap the scrap recovery arm for the Engi med bots, but at this point I'd kind of like to hold on to it because we still have the majority of 1 and probably a half sectors left. So I'm just going to give them 25 scrap and see if we get anything out of that. We give them 25 scrap, and the words they use are "need fulfilled," but we take it for gratitude. They take the next jump in their long journey home. So we get nothing back from that, but that's fine. Not the end of the world. Is there anybody else injured? No, it looks like we're all doing pretty well. As long as that fire goes out soon, we will be fine. I can close those doors now. Fantastic. We'll vent all the internal doors to put oxygen back in there nice and quick. There we go. Okay, looking pretty solid here. Lots of resources. We have lots of scrap, which I should really be spending, but I'm not going to spend just yet. We can go check out that store in a minute. We are in an Engi sector, so the odds of them having drones is quite high. And we can sell off some of our other junk as well. Here we cross paths with an Engi cargo vessel hurrying home before the Mantis fleets attempt to take over the sector. They're happy to offload some of their cargo to get home faster, giving us 2 missiles, a drone part, and 74 scrap. They are just throwing resources at us now, absolutely chucking them at us. I could go check out the store. I guess we should. We'll check out the store, then we'll work our way around this way, most likely. Go check out the back end of the sector before we run out of space. What do we have over here? A message arrives saying, "Your scrap, ours, our weapons for you." We're about to raise the shields when we realize it's just an Engi trader looking for a trade. And they got stealth weapons. We don't have a stealth system. Advanced navigation, we don't need that. Teleporter, which we can't use because of our situation. Nothing good for the most part. We can, however, sell them our Burst Laser Mark 1 because we really don't need that anymore, I don't think. And we want the Pegasus missiles. They're good. Pegasus missiles are my favorite missile launcher by far. They have potential for 4 missile damage, and they shoot in 2 missiles, so if you miss one, you have a chance to hit with the other one. But do we want them in place of one of these weapons? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because we have 6 power in here right now, and that's pretty much all we really have space for. We might be able to afford using the fire beam if we really, really tried, but that's about the limit. Using 3 power is a little bit much. And it's missiles, which means the drones on the enemy ship are going to block them in stage 2. I don't think it's worth it. We'll sell these. They're quite valuable too, so it gives us 360 scrap, which is absolutely ridiculous. We'll hold on to the fire beam a little bit longer though, because we might wind up using that. And just to be safe, we'll buy 2 repairs, putting us up to 50% hull again. Okay, we can use those 350 solar, yes, now I'm getting my awesome nods terms mixed in here instead of doing the opposite way around. Now we can use this 352 scrap to upgrade our remaining things here. What do we want to put our points into though is the question. Weapons might be a good idea, gives a little bit extra stability there. Shields is always nice, not losing a shield bar is always nice. Taking damage there is inevitable though. It's hard to say what we should really be doing with this. We have a ton of money though, so I'm just going to spend some of it. I'll put some into weapons, some into shields, and I'll put the rest into nothing for now. We might find another store, because there's going to be 3 in the sector here, since it is an Engi sector, so we will wait and see what we find. What do we get here? A nearby space station hails us, saying, "Greetings! Your arrival is most fortuitous. We recently came across some extra drones. If you have some fuel, perhaps we can make a deal." Unfortunately, I don't need any more drone parts. I got way more than that than I have fuel, so I'm going to reject their offer and move on. There's another store over here. I'm not going to go to that one. I'm probably going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so? I think. It's hard to tell exactly how far it is, but that's what we're going to do. Jump over this way, we'll work our way around that way. What have we here now? Nothing. We see a number of Engi space stations and fleets nearby. Despite looking like piles of junk loosely tied together, they're actually a model of efficiency. They just lack a certain aesthetic emphasis in their constructions. Okay. There's a distress beacon over there, so that's good. We can check that out in a minute. What do we have over here? An Engi vessel hails us, saying, "Identity, Federation, outlier probability, implies revival, implies hope, assistance suggested." They offer us some supplies, giving us a fuel, a missile, and 48 scrap. Not quite as much as that cargo vessel did, but you know what? We'll take what we can get. At this point, we have our 4 jumps. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is probably the best bet. I could jump over here and then work my way all the way back, but I'd rather get as much as I can and not have to fight the rebel elites at the moment, so we'll do this the safe way. A ship without life forms within a nearby dense asteroid field is giving off the distress call. We can investigate despite the danger, and we can either find a crystal ship, we can either find a pirate ship, or we can get smashed with crystal shards. Let's take the risk and look. We find a pirate ship, damaged and abandoned. We salvage what we can and move on, getting a missile, a drone part, and 35 scrap. Alright, not bad. Not great either, but not bad. What have we here then? This is a nice yellow sector. We find a Mantis vessel flashing past our view screen, weapons and engines at full. A tiny blip on the sensor readout marks its quarry, and we can decide to aid the civilian ship or not. But, of course, we will help them. They do have a halberd beam and a burst laser Mark 3, though, which is a bit scary. Let's get in there and help them. We're going to quickly ion bomb them in the shields. Ooh, We frown and power up the weapons, preparing to engage the Mantis ship. Not today. Ion bomb, auto fire ion, and hit him in the weapons. Massive firepower. Also, Zoltan, get out of there. We're going to send our Mantis in there to stop them taking out our shields, but that is not a nice situation to be in. Sheesh. Alright. Let's smack up their weapon room again to make sure they can't do anything else with it. We might have to bail our Mantis out of here, it looks like. They're pretty good fighters from this looks of things. We have a good amount of health there to spare, and it looks like they'll be hard-pressed to actually take us out. Yep, they teleport back just in time to get horribly murdered by their ship exploding. The Mantis ship breaks apart, and we get 3 fuel, drone part, and 43 scrap. When we contact the civilian ship, we find out that the crew did not survive the assault. We take what we can from the remains of their ship, getting a fuel, a missile, and 37 scrap. Alright, well, that worked out in our favor there. We'll send our crew in here to fix up that bit of shield damage and send our pair of Mantises to the center of the ship again. It's not really the center of the ship. I think the oxygen room is really the center. It's the closest to all the different rooms, but it's a nice room to have them sit in. So we'll have Turing head back over to the oxygen, and everyone is looking just fine here, which is great. We do have to put the power back on the shields, though, otherwise we're not going to be at 3 bubbles. There we go, 329 scrap we can spend. That's a little bit excessive. Let's hold on to it, though, right to the next sector, because you never know what you'll find. What do we find here? Hello. Our communicator opens a hail from a nearby ship. Our weapon systems are malfunctioning, and we're too afraid of pirates to travel home unassisted. Can you escort us? We can accept and take 2 fuel from them, but we're probably not going to actually help them because we're out of... Yeah, that's funny. Okay, there's a... Great! Take this bit of fuel as a down payment. We'll be 1 step behind you following your jump signatures. Don't want to take any risks now, do we? Giving us 2 fuel, but when we look at our map, we realize we don't have time. And we're just going to abandon them. But they're going to be following us. So we're going to lead them right to the Federation base. And if it's a trap, we've just led them right to the Federation HQ with them still in tow. Probably not wise, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. Let's jump over to the exit beacon, see if we can get anything there, and then get out of here. Head to the final last stand and see what we can do. We've arrived at the long-range beacon, and when the FTL drive is charged, we'll be able to jump to the next sector. Here we find another trade. I don't need trade, science vessel. They say that they're low on fuel and want to trade us at 1 drone part for 2 fuel. However, we don't need drone parts. We don't need fuel either, though. We're going to reject their offer because that's a paltry offer. 329 scrap. Let's go see what it looks like in the next sector as we get to the last stand. Da, da, da. What do we have over here? Well, we arrive at the heart of the last Federation fleet. Our access codes get us past initial security and a direct feed to the capital ship's war room. Admiral Tully speaks first, saying, "What is the meaning of this? Who are you?" We explain our mission. Our explanation is met with murmurs of cynicism and disbelief amongst the officers. General Terzel of the Engi Brigade speaks up, saying, "Intel suggests potential counter-turbo technology. Risk all or save none." We explain the weakness of the enemy fleet, the rebel flagship, to them, and Tully responds then, saying, "It's settled then. The rebels will be here in a matter of moments, and we will do what we can to hold off their warships, but you must succeed in destroying this flagship. We will refuel our ship now, and our stations will offer help wherever possible. Good luck." And we get 10 fuel from them, giving us 33, which is absolutely ridiculous. Alright. Any stores nearby? Nope. Let's just spend all our money then. We are going to spend money on frivolous things. We're going to buy ourselves some higher level piloting. I'm going to upgrade our drone control for the lulz. I wish we could have gotten a defense drone. That would have been really nice for not getting absolutely murdered by their missiles, but we're going to have to make do without. We are going to pick up the oxygen as well, just to make sure we don't start suffocating. We'll buy our sensors so we don't go blind, and there we go. Looking pretty good here. Probably should have upgraded the medbay though. Turn that one back and put it into the medbay. There we go. That's what we want to see. Awesome. Now we have a pretty darn powerful ship. We're going to jump over to this repair beacon, I think. We'll work our way over that way. Hopefully he doesn't go around this way. Problem is, we don't know which way he's going to go after this beacon, and if he goes the wrong way, we're going to be in a bit of trouble trying to circle around quickly enough. The sheer scale of the destruction in the distance is almost breathtaking. Unfortunately, our position as an independent observer doesn't last for long. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Alright, they have a bunch of defense drones, that's fine. We have no missile weapons anyway. Knock out most of their defenses and pummel them in the weapons. Thank you very much. There we go. And they have the burst laser Mark III online, or Mark II rather, which means they literally can't do us any damage. And that's good. So, once this is recharged, we'll be able to punch them in the weapons again with a full salvo of weaponry. There we go. The weapons are now burning and broken, and everything else is in bad shape too, which is great. Now we'll be able to hit them again with our lasers right about now. We'll go for the helm to make sure they don't run away. And their shields are offline at just the right time, meaning we now set their rooms on fire. It's one of the great things about the hull laser too, is a pretty good chance of setting rooms on fire if memory serves. Artillery beam comes in and slices the rebel rigger in half. There is, of course, no time to salvage all the wreck. The fleet is still nearby, and we have to get ready to jump, getting 30 scrap here. This no pausing challenge has been going quite well in the later stages. I was a bit worried that the enemies were going to get significantly more powerful here and we would get absolutely crushed by them, but as it turns out, it looks like our incredibly powerful ship is just what we needed. It is easily strong enough to handle these enemies. So, looking pretty good here. Looking pretty good. Now, what are we going to be doing next? We're going to jump into the repair beacon, probably? Yeah, let's go check out this repair beacon. We'll have to remember where the repair beacons are, because if we can come back to them later, we can get an additional repair if we need it. An Engi civilian shipyard has been converted into a military refueling station. They offer us the chance to patch up our ship and refresh some supplies, getting 5 fuel, 4 missiles, and 5 drone parts, but more importantly, getting that, 8 hull repaired, or however much damage we had there. And they are coming back here, just like I hoped they would. Good. So we'll be able to jump over here and then go beat them up. There's a repair beacon over here, but we're not going to be able to probably get to that one, and there's a repair beacon here, if you remember that. Alright. Let's jump over to this beacon and then go punch the flagship. An unidentified ship is being badly damaged and still being assaulted by a space pirate. The victim begins a distress message until the pirate cuts in and offers to split the bounty if we sit tight. Well, they've got a Burst Laser Mark III, a base Burst Laser Mark I, Heavy Laser, and a Leto missile. We can attack them probably pretty safely here. They do have a boarding party, so they'll be jumping on board, but we can probably deal with them with our Mantis. We're going to try to be a hero and attack the pirate. Why not? They got a lot of crew. Oh, there's no Mantis on there. They're all humans. I guess that's because it's a rebel. We're in the last stand, so they're all considered rebel ships. That's really weird, though. Pirate ship stops pursuit and locks weapons. We should be able to deal with these guys pretty easily. We're going to ion bomb them in the shields, ion blast them in the shields, send our Mantis in to protect the artillery beam. We should be able to easily lock these guys down and pummel them in the weapons. There we go. They launched a missile at us, I think, but thankfully it missed, so that's not going to be a problem. The big laser gun is still online, though. Please hit that dual laser. Oh, yes! Fantastic. Could not have been better there. Knocked them out. They have a more generous bribe now, offering 6 fuel, 8 missiles, and 40 scrap. That's a lot of fuel and missiles, but the same amount of scrap. We don't need fuel and missiles at this point, so we're going to reject the offer and continue our assault. Oh, they boarded us again, you jerks. Alright, well, we can kill off these guys, and we'll send our Mantis back in here to help out with this fight. We should be able to kill these guys really fast with the amount of boarders we have, despite the increased danger, and he ran off anyway, so that's fine. Bye-bye, Mantis Bomber. Alright. Pirate ship explodes, giving us 65 scrap. That's not quite as good as what we could have gotten with getting all those missiles and weapons, but we didn't need them anyway, so 65 scrap it is. When we investigate the ship we saved, the pirate's victim jumps away before we have a chance to speak to them. No respect from these guys. No respect. We just saved them from Mantis, or rather humans in a Mantis ship, and all they do is bail on us. Ah well. I guess you can't win them all. Send our Mantis back. We'll heal up Rush as well, because Rush did take some damage there. 93 scrap. Put it into our drone control again, I guess, because we have literally nothing else to spend our money on. Not that we need it in there, because we're probably never going to use those drones, except maybe for system repair if we're in a pinch. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so let's jump again. This is the flagship. We are going to be fighting the flagship now. And this is probably going to be a complete mess. A complete and utter mess. But that's what we're going to do. So, a couple things we have to keep in mind here before we go fight them. We're going to need to knock out their shields and hit them nice and fast. They have a cloak, so we won't be able to just ion blast or anything like that, but that wouldn't matter anyway. We need to make sure we knock out their missile weapon, because otherwise they'll be pummeling us with that very often. We have to make sure we try and kill the crew in the missile weapon, just with lasers. We can't use anything else, but that shouldn't be too hard, because they should be pinned in there. If we hit them with a hull laser Mark II, it should probably start some fires, which should make it pretty easy for us to kill them. And we're going to try and make sure that they don't keep all of their crew at the end, which is going to be a bit tricky as well. The big problem here, though, is going to be the missile weapon. If we can knock that out, we should be pretty safe. And our huge evasion should make us pretty safe as well. Is there... Let me just check this. Does this have... Yeah, this can do breaches and fires. This can't do either of those things. So we're definitely going to be hitting the missile room with the hull laser Mark II, most likely, and we'll see how it goes from there. Looking pretty solid here. Oh, boy. Let's go. Here we go, flagship. Bring it. Show me your moves. What do we got for the flagship here? This is it, the rebel flagship. If we can destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving, so there is, of course, no turning back. Well, this is it. They're cloaked out, like we can't do, meaning they're going to get a bunch of shots at us here before we can even react. But we do have a pretty nice buffer on most of our systems. We have a pretty huge evasion, so hopefully they won't be able to do anything serious to us. Ion bomb, go. Ion blast, go. Please hit. Please hit. No, you didn't hit. Dual laser, go. And hull laser Mark II, go. Please hit. Yeah. Oh, hit 2 shots in there. That's not bad. They got all their missiles launched. Only one of them hit an empty room, though, so that's fine. Ion bomb them again in the shields. That'll do. And we are going to try and hit them again in the missiles weapon. There we go, that thing is broken. We're going to kill the crew in there to make sure, and they dodged one of our shots, which is fine. We'll use the dual laser again on them next time. We're looking pretty solid here, though. They haven't managed to do too much to us, and since their missiles are actually broken, they can't fire those or charge them right now, which is great. We only need probably one more shot to kill that crew, which is good. Uh-oh. We're getting ioned out a little bit here, which is not healthy. Not healthy at all. And, I shouldn't be auto-firing the ion bomb anymore. The ion blast is more than sufficient to keep it locked down. Hull laser 2 in the cloak. I'd like to get a bunch of crew in there trying to repair it, but the artillery beam killed them before I was ready. That's fine, though. We killed the person in the missiles, which is vital. And just as we gain the upper hand, they find a way to make an FTL jump away. In their new state, they'll have to get closer to the base to be a threat, so we have bought ourselves some time. We'll have to keep up our assault, getting 2 missiles, a drone part, and 20 scrap. Whoo boy! That went quite a bit better than it could have. Quite a bit better than it could have. We're probably not going to use the fire beam. This setup is pretty effective, and we need the additional firepower, and we need the lockdown ability of the ion blast. Putting them up to like 9 million ion damage is very nice. So let's chase these guys, not let them get away. This is the drone wave, though, and it is going to be the worst wave, I'm almost certain, because we have no way of dealing with the boarding drones. We have no way of dealing with the drone swarms. We are going to get absolutely pounded. So I think before we go, hang on a second, hey, that's interesting. Look at that. If you look at the jump menu, you can wait here. Huh. I think I've noticed this before, but that's very uncommon. Alright, well, how are we going to rearrange our power? We need the extra shield bubbles, because we are going to get absolutely blasted by those drones. So I'm thinking we'll sacrifice the artillery beam for this, and maybe put the medbay power back into the artillery beam. Probably. We might even turn off the oxygen for a bit and use that, but we probably shouldn't do that because they're probably going to have drones wrecking up our ship, and having holes in the ship is generally not good for your survivability, especially if you have no oxygen coming back in. So, we'll do that. Hopefully our Mantis can deal with their drones without too much trouble, and we're going to try and focus down the drone bay as quickly as possible after we take out the missiles. So, hopefully our ion bombs hit, and then we should be fine. Let us jump over here and they're going to take over this beacon, which has the repair in it. We didn't take any damage here, but we are going to take damage in this next fight. Here we go! The VSS Impatience is coming back to fight you again, you fool! We chase down the flagship and discover it's heavily damaged from the previous fight. Scans indicate it has redirected considerable power to drones. We have to get ready for battle. So, let's go! Ion bomb, quickly, in the shields. And ion blast, quickly, in the shields. Here they are. Okay, they're in our radar room. Get in there and fight them. We're going to be sending the hull lasers into the missiles as quickly as possible. Go, and we're going to be sending our dual lasers into the drone control. Good. Alright. We're going to be getting blasted in a second. They're still auto-firing the ion bomb, which is fine. I should really relocate that to the drone control for now. That'll make us a lot harder to stop. Send our guys back over here. Here comes a drone swarm. Please knock out that drone control. Oh, goodness. Okay. Send our people into the medbay, which is now offline. We need to turn that thing back online. Go. We're taking a lot of shots here, but we're doing pretty good. We're going to try and dual laser them in the rocket so that doesn't fire again, and we're going to knock out their helms so they can't dodge us anymore. Okay, we're also going to open these doors, vent out the fire so that doesn't spread with any chance. We're also going to make sure that the crew in here gets blasted so more people come and try and repair this. They're going to die in a second, which would be great. We can kill them in our next shot. We kind of want to get another person in this part of the ship, though. And they got away, I think, but that's fine. We did a bunch of damage there, so that's pretty good. Whoo, boy! Just as we gain the upper hand, they find a way to make an FTL jump. In their new state, we'll have to get closer to the base to be a threat, so we bought ourselves some time. We'll have to keep up our assault. That went remarkably well. I was worried that was not going to go quite as nicely as that. Okay. Oh, boy. We're doing pretty good here. Let's get our assistant repair drone to go fix something. You, go do your job. Yeah, you can go fix that. I could get my Engi to do it, but I could get you to do it instead, and that's always nice. Put you to some use. Since our beam drone is never going to get used, I should probably have sold it. But you know what? That's fine. It's always nice to hold on to more things, keeping yourself versatile. We took a single point of damage there, I think. A single point of damage, and that is great. I'm absolutely okay with that. I was worried about that one. I thought we were going to get absolutely trashed there, but apparently not. Now this one is going to be bad, because they have a ton of crew to board us with. An absolute ton of them. The Zoltan shield shouldn't be a problem with all these ion weapons, but the fact that they're just going to be throwing people at us is going to make it very difficult for me to focus on all these different things at once. But hopefully it works out in our favor. We're going to jump in there and bring the battle to the flagship one last time. We could go over the repair beacon over here pretty easily. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we couldn't. No, that would be the end of the game. Yeah, we can't make it that far. We're just going to go fight them. Here we go. Bring it on! Our ion bombs are primed and ready for you. We're not certain how it's able to keep fighting with the amount of damage it's sustained. It looks like it has transferred power to the teleporter as well as some kind of super weapon, so we have to be ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crew on there. That's a lot of boarders. Ion bomb them in the shields. Ion blast them in the shields. And here comes the first wave of boarders in a second. Apparently, why not? That's weird. Why aren't you boarding us? Normally they board right away, and our ion blasts keep missing, which is not great. Here comes some more missiles. Please hit! Please hit! Okay, there goes that. We lost a bit of damage in our helms. We'll get in there and fix that up. We'd love to smack them about in the missiles, so we're going to try that. All of our firepower. The system's on fire, which is great. We send our Mantis over here to deal with this stage of borders, and we took a hit in the drone control, but that's fine. Hitting the weapons, also fine. We are going to hit them again in the missiles. We're going to hit them in the ability to dodge. There we go. We should be able to handle these guys pretty well here. Our Mantis are doing a pretty good job dealing with the borders. We're going to hit them in the med bay, hit them in the teleporters so they can't get in or out of our ship anymore. Oh, they boarded us anyway, just before I could. We'll get our Mantis back over to the med bay, but the flagship is destroyed! Fantastic. We have two of the Rebel High Command, our prisoners now on board our ship, and we have defeated them! Whew, no pausing the entire way through the game. We have completed it. Thanks to the valiant effort of the VSS Impatience and her crew, Hustle, Bustle, Rush, Nicola, Weston, Fish, Kara, and Turing, the Rebels' flagship was destroyed, throwing the fleet into chaos and ensuring a Federation victory. Aww, yeah. Okay. I was worried that was going to be much harder than it was. The biggest problem with the no-pause run, like I said before, was definitely the lack of ability to easily manage it when you have borders on your ship. Because there was so many things going on there, trying to watch the enemy ship, trying to watch your own weapons charging, trying to watch damage done to your ship, make sure people are repairing it, trying to deal with the borders. It's so easy to forget something, and normally it was I was not paying attention to the borders. We could have lost some of our crew there quite early if I had not been lucky. So, with that said, come on now, game. Let me get out of this thingy. There we go. Ooh, that's a pretty good score. Congratulations! You've defeated the Rebel flagship and ensured the victory of the Federation. We've now beaten the game with this ship as well. Let's check out our stats here. On our Type Bs, this is a massively high score. Yerherp, up at 5,238. Hugely better than the Plague. Hugely better. Not high enough to reach our actual top scores board, but very close. Very close. 5,238 is pretty close to our 53-56 here for the Necromancy. Not bad. None of our crew got on the high scoreboard in any way, though. This is not a record-breaking match. We did kill 46 ships, explore 99 beacons, 2 more, and we would have beaten that record. We got a whole bunch of scrap, but not more than our record, and we got 8 crew, which is nowhere near our 16 high score. Very nice run, though. The achievements I'm missing, by the way, just in case people are interested, is getting to Sector 8 without ever buying at a store. I might try and do a challenge run of this at some point, just because it's such an unintuitive thing for me. And getting to Sector 5 with no, system or reactor upgrades. Lots of hiccups all of a sudden. That's an also silly one. I don't see the, it's hard for me to want to do that. But we can try that maybe later too, I don't know. This one is just a silly one for getting a single boarding drone to kill 4 crew members on one ship. It's easy to do. You just board them, beat them down to a fragment of their health, and then leave on a ship that has no medbay. And then you send a drone in and it kills them all in one shot. But I just haven't bothered to do it because it's such a weird achievement. So, that's that. And anyway, this has been Vanguard of Valor playing some FTL for you here as part of our pausing Prohibited challenge run on board the Federation Cruiser Type B. If you did like the episode, don't forget to like the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.